Hello and good evening. It's after midnight. I just finished with these guys, or at least this group. I'm not going to do any more coloring in. I wish I hadn't done that dark, but I was kind of testing, going between, colored pencil and marker, and for this side, colored pencil worked better. I'm really tired. I'm really tongue-tied. I want to make this as quick as I can. Okay. Now, I think I've gone over some of these before, but, let's just start with Spirit. He was my favorite of the bunch originally. Speedster, Spedabot, Ship, Melee, and I did that for both of these guys, but only Speared and Blimpus, where in Ship mode, they're Melee, in Robot mode, they're range. They're shooting or they're, ramming for the most part. But let's just concentrate on Spirit here for just a second. And with the amount of, and when you see them combined, you'll see how that really accentuates all the little spears. I was going for futuristic spaceships, apparently, when I made these guys. Blanks also add 1 attack for each card during attack, which, not only does your orange battle cards give you attack, but blanks add for attack for each blank battle card. So it's additional attack, even though it only has 2 here. So that would be the advantage to being the ship. Robot mode. 1 green pip and a blank battle card add 2 attack for each. So, he does have a really high attack here, but that way you can have, imagine trying to do your deck with a mixture of, majority of blanks and greens. That would give this one card, forget the rest of them, very powerful attack. We got 2 to 5, which is a big difference here, and I have him as a 5-star card, and 2 defense here and 3 defense as a robot, 6 health overall, which is actually pretty low. Let's move on to Blimpus, who we've gone over many times before. When he turns to this form, when he transforms to ship, scrap an enemy, melee upgrade. If he attacks successfully in robot form, transform into alt mode. So, if your enemy is using, maybe it says melee upgrade. I don't know if I like that or not. That's really specific, so that I may have to change that. But, for right now, it may just be, upgrade. Might make it a lot more usable card. And let's just sort of put this like that for now. And I'll put that like that for now. And let's keep moving. I want to go to bed. Okay, and I used both of his names here. His full name, STRYDOR, and I respelled it in his nickname, STRYDOR, over here. Spedabot, even though I spelled it Spedbot, they're really Spedabots. Ship mode, range, etc. I really didn't give any of these guys like specialists or leaders. Oh, I should start them a leader. Oh well. If the attack equals 2, that enemy cannot attack in its next turn. Kind of ran out of room here, and then I put in parentheses freeze. It's a freeze attack, because when I started reading my bios on these guys, they were all supposed to have something I created called slepid guns, which is like a form of sleep. So they're all had freeze guns, and they were also found frozen in time when Unicron attacked Cybertron. So this was the only character that I utilized the Slepid gun unnamed, of course, where if you attack and you attack the exact amount as his attack number here, not more, not less, then your enemy is able to unable to attack in its next turn. So you know your opponent can draw a card, can add cards, do an action, can still do an action, can attack with an action card, and put on an upgrade card or etc. But they cannot go through the attack with a battle card. But they can still attack you with an action card. If no orange pips are flipped, then he gets 2+ to attack, which would make his total attack 5, not including any other additional. And he's supposed to be the red one here. Here's the leader, Stardom. We're almost done. Spedabot, ship mode, range, and melee. I mixed him up too. I didn't realize that. I have it correctly spelled here, Spedabot. Draw a card when transformed or when flipped to this mode. Search your scrap for an upgrade, or an attack upgrade actually. Didn't write that very well. He's actually the highest at 6. When KO'd in this mode, draw 2 cards and then plan 3. Part of their story arc as far as being able to see into the future. Which was drastically reduced after Unicron unfroze them from time in the depths of Cybertron, where they got flung and stuck into the past, sort of mirroring the Aerial Bots episode when they go into the past and find Optimus Prime's origins when he was Orion Pax, got damaged, was given the Matrix and changed into Optimus Prime in Season 3. A lot of people didn't like Season 3. Or was that Season 2? I thought it was Season 3. I can't remember, but I thought it was Season 3. Now let's keep going. Okay, and here we have STRYDOR. Boy, these names are not easy to pronounce. Spedabot, ship, range, Spedabot, range, nothing real special. 5-star card. When you flip to this mode, draw a card and plan 1. So again, small version of, and that's pretty common in Wave 2. I've seen that in a few character cards. Robot mode. Choose a card from your opponent's hand and scrap it when you transform into bot mode. Of course, they're not putting it in your scrap pile. They're putting it in their own scrap pile. But you get to choose the card. But notice, I did lack room. They're not supposed to reveal the card. Okay, so if I'm playing with somebody and we for the heck use these cards for the fun of it, I can choose. Okay, I'm gonna scrap that card. They're not going to know which card I'm picking. Boy, my hand looks really dark. I got to go to bed. But, okay, let's have the big reveal. And I know I'm not big on showing off stuff. I'm not fond of people showing off all their crap online and whatnot. Even though if I, do enjoy their channels and stuff. But this is kind of unique, and like I said, I used a marker, a very bad marker. I might give a minute to kind of explain what I did here. And he looks kind of short and fat, but he wasn't supposed to. I may have to get some of some of these things maybe that not just help preserve them, but so I'm not really folding them. It'll keep them flat, at least these 5. Anyway, so STRYDOR, STRYDOR, Stardom, Speared, Olympus, whatever. And originally I had their numbers way out of line, and I had to use a little bit of call that stuff? Whiteout. And so he has a 6 attack, health of 33, which is not that great for a Titan per se, not a combiner per se, and only 3 defense, which is kind of standard. I started looking at all the combiners and all the combined modes and their numbers and whatnot, and I think this is their total health altogether for what I made here. When he combines, attack an enemy by 2, attack a 2, which is, and that's just not even tapping it yet. You know, just when you combine, you get to attack for 2. And then before your attack, draw 3. I did this backwards. Draw 3 cards and then plan 4. So then we have that, you know, seeing into the future kind of thing here, and being able to plan out your battle cards for your not just your attack, possibly, but your defense as well. If you only get to draw 2 cards, only if you want to do, okay, I want 2 oranges and then 2 blues. I mean, you're already prepping your attack for this round and your defense for next round if you choose to do that, or your whites if you want to be able to, etc., etc. You know, whatever you want to do for a plan 4 is just, I've never seen it before that I know of. I don't know of any characters that have a plan 4. I think I've seen as high as plan 3. I know I've seen plan 1 and 2 on a few characters that I own. But this is STRYDOR, and I haven't filled these in yet, which is basically going to be, I don't know. I got to look at the other combiners, and I finally have collected Predaking, Minosaur, Superion, the 2 planes, Dreadwing, and somebody else. No, maybe that's it. Well, I've gotten most of the Sentinels. I'm missing Optimus Prime, but that's about it. But you know, I thought they didn't turn out half bad. It's a whole lot of blue, and the whole point of this was that, you know, near the end of the toy era, and this was supposed to be orange. This was supposed to be orange. That was supposed to be orange. Orange. These were supposed to be, well, those are supposed to be orange. I didn't have an orange marker. And I'm like, oh crap. And so here I am trying to mix the colors of like yellow and pink, and it comes out brown instead of, it was actually orange for a little bit, but then it dried brown. And I'm like, well, that stinks. And it really does kind of stink, because they're like scratch and stiff marker crap of what my kids had. But anyway, that's pretty much it. But what I was trying to get to is that, you know, the first combiners, Devastator was all one color. And then in G2 came along, we had, well, that's going a little far, the aerial bots, the Stunticons. They were basically all like the same, you know, all planes, all cars, etc. The Dinobots never were originally combiners at all back then. Oh gosh, I'm running out of time. I got to make this really fast. But then the last one just got really ugly. Monstructor or Monstor, whatever his name was, with the little things. Abominus and Computron were just ugly colors. I was really going for ugly colors with this guy. So there you go.